mixed team, a mixed doubles pairing. And again, she manages to grind these points out of the net. As you can see, great technique on the drives and smashes. There's a oh. There it goes again. Oh, it's another beautiful drop shot. As I said, she can clean it up, 11-8. And she's playing with a smile on her face now, so maybe, but again, Sharon, lots of positional problems in that point.
I think they got away because Ardiansha is, of course, a fast player, so he could position himself to cover Chen Jiao.
Yeah.
So definitely that helps a lot.
Now she's making less mistakes for sure. Except that's the first smile we've seen from her since the beginning. She's making less mistakes, but together they're both making mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And Ardiansha isn't, because, and this is credit to Tan and Peck, they're not leaving enough backlifts for him to come down hard with the smash. So most of his points have been won off into the corners, which is great.
It's pretty close, I mean, so far. Definitely for this young player, Yan Wei and Jin Hua, they are actually defense really well, and they are pretty fast, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, 11-8 is not in any way a bad.
The only thing they have to really be careful is Ardiansha smashes, and how are they going to return it.
Funny enough, just to, move off your point, I think there was a translator right there when they were talking to Ardiansha and Chen Jiao, because they had to get the information out, and it wasn't just one, it was double team, just in case, make sure it goes through. Either not happy with her footwear or some kind of moisture on the court. Didn't even have to bother with that shot. It's very much like Ong Soon-hock and Lo Wei-Shang. Ong Soon-hock has been, well, Wei-Shang has been blossoming because he knows Soon-hock is there to clean up and do all the stuff, and we saw that again today.
But that's when they understand each other.
Yeah.
If I screwed up, then other person will come in and help me out.
He just happens to be a very good player as well. I don't know if you saw the post-match interview for Agrippina and Marquis Kido, but they went to Marquis. He said, well, we had a couple of problems and we weren't playing that well. Agrippina said, in the end, I wasn't playing, I was praying. That was it, and he dropped his racket as well at the last point. It was Marquis Kido, of course, who took control of that last point, as an Olympic gold medalist would. Watch out for the replays on Astro, Supersport channels 816 and 834. Really good matches have been played here on the first day of match day 9. And now we're seeing much better performance, if not still a bit rough around the edges, from Ardiansha and Chen.
Yeah, no chance. Definitely a good one from Tan, taking the chance so well. Things like that, I think most of the players, if they want to have the chance to win, big opportunity has to be finished.
Yeah, for sure. They're not out of this yet. 1-4 is still very, well, unless, of course, you have Ardiansha Putra jumping on things like that.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how a man that big can move that fast.
As
That's
fast
the
as
thing.
lightning. That's all about explosive power from a big guy like him.
Yeah, it's sprinter type stuff, isn't it, really?
No way. Again, I think communication and rotation are still not there yet. It's very clear. But I hope that after this match, definitely a lot of court time will help Chen Jiao to understand Ardiansha much better.
Well, as I said, no reason was given as to why she left the lineup. At the time, it was that she wasn't up to playing. So I don't know if there was an injury or... But obviously, most of these clubs would want to play their import stars if there's no conflicting tournament.
But it's interesting to see Chen Jiao is being attacked for the last 6 points, and look at this.
Ardiancha steps in to save her, but so far she's acquitted herself quite well and she's enjoying it.
She's still at the back.
I have to say it's a dangerous game because you give her more shots, she's just going to get better. That's the thing. She took 8, 9 shots there. They are targeting her because they know she's just come back.
Yeah, but that's a good strategy from Tan and Peck. I think they should just attack Chen Jiao for now, being a bit unstable.
Just a bit unstable,
match,
but they still have to watch themselves. She doesn't miss that many.
Yeah, she is still a very good player.
Only 19. Now finding a position on court much, much better as well. Ardiancha getting some big lifts. Look at that. That one's out, and that was good rotation as well. Have they found their formula, I wonder?
I think Ardiancha just has to take the charge in this match. I'm sure, you know, in partnering someone, sometimes it just doesn't go the way you want. But I think as a partner, somehow they need to find a way. Forget about that. Just take
move
charge
on
if you can.
Well, I noticed in that last point that she had much better awareness of where she was supposed to be. And now with this commanding 8-2 lead, even with this bad performance, and we have to say it is, 21 unforced errors, there's still 19 points given to them, but they're still looking like they're going to go through 3-1. Uncharacteristic net there from Ardiancha. There's that 10-foot elevation I was telling you about. Nice disguised drop. He's there for it. No, it's out. And that gives them 7 game match points. And so what can you say? You make 22 unforced errors. You're obviously not playing your best game, and you got 7 match points. That's defense and attack, they're looking much better now.
Oh, too fast, too hurry. But they still have that cushion, not to worry too much.
Good research and development cushion.
But you won't want to wait too long to finish it.
No. And let's see if Tan and Peck have anything to take this to a 5th. Their teammates have. Well, there she is. She's right. Definitely doing a much better job now.
Wow, look at that.
I'm glad that we got to see that, actually, because that's the Chen Jiao that has been missing. Oh, what a recovery from Ardiancha. She never missed. She didn't miss in the whole thing. It was, in the end, Ardiancha with a tiny drop miss, but you can see the solidity I'm talking about.
Yeah,
they do.
Definitely look at this. All the shots are into Chen Jiao, but definitely somehow I shouldn't blame Ardiancha because he has to wait. What's next?
What are you going to do? Yeah, that's the thing. If they're targeting her and she's replying, and some of those shots, as said, I haven't seen an accurate. I think Cha Mei-Kwan is actually more accurate than her in the end, and also has what she hasn't got in this match, which is ultimate awareness of where her partner is. Cha Mei-Kwan will literally duck when her partner is behind her. Unless she's got eyes in the back of her head, I don't understand how she can do that.
That's all about understanding towards each other.
She knows exactly when to hit it, when not.
Nice one.
Again, fall away hook smash from Chen Jiao. 11-5, they take it in the end. And I think whether, as you said, Sharon, they're going to use Tika or Chen Jiao as they get to Resorts World, either one I'd love to have in a mixed doubles team. playing alongside Ardiansha Putra.
Yeah, I agree. Ardiansha played really well today to cover Chen Jiao, but definitely I should say the young player Tan and Peck has done well too, you know. I mean, all the smashes from Ardiansha and they defense really well. Their movement are great compared to Ardiansha and Chen Jiao, I should say.
Yeah.
But overall, because of the hard hitting and also playing aggressively, match to Petaling BC.
Well, talking of language and translation, as we look at the tie score, which is running away from Puchong United, both of them are on court with JD. Let's hear what they have to say and in what language.
All right, down here on court with the winners of the mixed doubles match. Remember, they're all vying for a spot at the Resorts World Genting Champions Challenge. Now, that match could have gone either way. Overall, are you happy that, because you've partnered Chen Jiao before, are you happy with that you're back together in this match?
Very, very happy. Because it's she lasts for the match. Very happy.
Now, we heard that this will be your last match here. Anything you want to say to the fans that Petaling BC has been supporting you? What do you want to say to the fans?
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, it's a win for Petaling BC. Back to you in the Iber Court commentary box.
Well, that's news to us. That'll be her last match here.
Yeah.
Sharon, I think it's something you can probably bring up on Racket, maybe find out why. It's a shame.
I should. But again, Ardiansha, I think, has supported Chen Jiao a lot on and off court. The great movement from both of them, especially Ardiansha, really helps a lot. But having said that, two young players, Tan and Peck, actually played superb and very consistent throughout the match. And definitely, you know, putting the shuttle in the right place like that has helped them as well.
And so maybe it is, with Chen Jiao's last match being this one, then it is a rest for Tika.
Yep. And look at that, the movement of Ardiansha and Chen Jiao, sometimes they go to the same shot at the same time. And that, I think communication problem and the court time together.
Yeah, exactly. So it obviously is about, and this is the same situation we're seeing again.
Yep, and I should say, Peck is actually a very smart young player, knowing where's the right time to put the shuttle away.
Let's not take away their points. That was the first game, and we look at the unforced errors, 24 to 21. Not bad over 4 games, has to be said. Smash winners. Would have expected more from Ardiansha, but hey. And 35 short serves at the net, all equal on long serves. But in the end, the tie is now 11-7. And look at this. This is another Malaysian masterclass. Liu Darren just came back from India, pretty much fresh as well. Sutek Ji has been getting better and better and better. So, though I did actually find out, I did hear that he also has a winning, we were talking about Sung Ju Ven yesterday, that lack of a killer instinct. Sutek Ji loved to play in long rallies, but instead of come in and do what Go Gyap Chin does, or Azrin Ayub or Iskander.
This is a very interesting match, and I'm actually very excited to watch this match because we could see that the senior playing this coming up junior.
Well,
I shouldn't say junior, but our second batch of players.
Yes, I think, you know, the thing is that Liu Darren might realize that Sutek Ji could seriously overtake him at some point. So let's get to the managers and find out if that's what they think. They're on court with JD.
All right, down here with the managers, once again, before the start of this men's singles match, a very, very interesting singles match. First, let's chat with Lieutenant Colonel Wong Ajit from Petaling BC. Now, Tixi won against Kopiko the other day in his match. Confidence-wise, I'm sure it helped, but against Liu Darren, how will that help?
In fact, both of them are from the same organization, that is the Badminton Association of Malaysia. I'm sure they play against each other quite often. I'm not too sure who will be a better one, but depending on tonight's who leads first, I think will decide the outcome of the match.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Colonel Wong. Over to Irina Inozemtseva from Puchong United BC right now. But the other day, Darren flew in from India. He was tired, and still he won 3-0. Today, he's feeling much better. Are you even concerned at all? What are your expectations?
Well, with the current situation of us losing in the moment, 7-11, it's a lot of pressure on Darren because he has to deliver 3-0 for the club. But I hope he will repeat the yesterday commitment and get the points to us.
Thank you very much. So, who will it be? We'll have to wait and see. Back to you in the commentary box.
Well, actually, JD, I think we already know who has been asked to win this match, and that's Liu Darren, 3-0. They are 11-7 down in the tie, and that ranking, 47, and that age, and the fact that he is number 2 or number 3?
Number 3
He's
in
number
Malaysia.
3 in Malaysia, that's right, because Chong Wei Feng is number 2. So, reputation is on the line. Su Tek-ji, on the other hand, he's only 19. Solid game, though. Took a game off Lee Hyun-il as well. So, you know, I mean, it's interesting. He's got nothing to lose. Liu Darren's got everything to prove.
We could see that this situation, I should say Liu Darren is under pressure. Because first, he has to win 3-0 for his club. Second, he has to prove something.
Yes, exactly.
And I should share that I was in this situation before. Having to play long time ago when going down and having to play Lo Wee Wen, you know. And there's this expectation of being a senior, you should win.
Yeah.
And it's never easy. I'm sure right now in Liu Darren's head,
he's thinking the same thing.
He's thinking the same thing. I have to win this.
It's just
I have to prove something that I'm better because I'm number 3 in Malaysia.
Yeah, there's a general understanding that has to be that way. That's such an interesting insight, which, as I said, you'll only ever get from an ex-player. Thank you, Sharon, once again. But of course, Wee Wen has gone on and done some great things now as well. But at the time, that must have been an interesting, you know, first service. Well, let's see what their first service is going to be like. The great thing about Tek-ji is I've seen he doesn't really get phased as to his own abilities. It's the shots and the games that he's within. He trusts himself. Liu Darren has delivered. I watched him deliver before. It's been a number of tournaments, of course. And if it does come down to it, it'll come down to positioning, because both of them are very good. And of course, what Lieutenant Colonel Wong didn't mention was, yes, they do both belong to BAM. Yes, they do both spar with each other, but that's to 21 points. This is to 11 points. And if Tek-ji can prove that he can accelerate quicker, then this is going to be a different situation entirely.
For this format, there's no way for slow starter at all. And definitely it gives advantage to young players and players who can play fast game and finish it really early.
Now, I do have to admit that I actually have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, who's a very good friend of Liu Darren's. I'm not going to mention his name. He's a broadcaster. I'm not going to mention his name. But he did say that he actually plays futsal with Liu Darren. He said that there are some pressure points which he's even scared of, in terms of, you know, when too much pressure in the national squad is put on him, sometimes it can affect him.
And for Tek-ji, being someone really young, and of course expectation for him to do a better performance here, but there's nothing to lose for him today.
Exactly, and he's 2-1 down here in the first game. Nicely killed there by Darren. You'd have to think if Darren gets 3 or 4 points ahead, might be too much. So far, he's doing everything that his manager wanted. Well, that was just out.
And I'm very sure the fitness of Liu Darren would be just a little bit better than Tek-ji. But recovery definitely give advantage to Tek-ji.
He's played a lot of tournaments, Darren, recently. He's been away a lot. But as Irina Nepsova said, came back from India, immediately delivered a 3-0.
Being a player who travels a lot, the body needs some time to settle down, I should say that.
Yeah,
because it's never easy, flying from India, come back, and straight away on court. The body just go all over. So to be fair to all these players, I think I salute them for giving their very best on court.
I think Donald was actually touching on that earlier as well, saying how, you know, atmospheric pressure and just the, I think they call it the stress of traveling, that's it. Just having to go through all the stuff is, you know, it takes your mind off. Anyway, we get to the midpoint break. Or just the racket change, I think. Yes, it's a string by the looks of it. There you go, he's got the right tension he wants.
Yep.
Oh, no, he hasn't. No, that's the one.
A lot of players, top players, are very particular with the feeling of the racket.
Yeah.
That's why lots of time they would feel it first with their hand. They would just hit it a few times.
And they hear the exact right tension of it as well. Just got to hear a bit of that. Anyway, this is 5-4. He was 4-1 up, so Tekji has now taken the last string of points. But it's just that drop there. Aaron doesn't seem specifically upset with it. He'll take whatever he can get, whether it's a clear winner or an unforced error. That's a great backhand smash, that is.
Whenever I see a player hits a very nice backhand smash, reminds me of Taufik Hidayat.
Yeah, he is amazing at that.
Even Lindan said Taufik is the best.
He's the best at backhand smashes, it's true. So difficult to get power. Your body's not meant to move that way. Well, that's a good try from Tekji. Didn't quite stay in. Having a bit of trouble with the baseline right now, Darren.
And for Tekji, it looks like his strategy is to move with Darren from the left to the right.
And he's having trouble with that.
As well, yeah.
So let's see which of these players, and as you said, well, Darren's expected to win by his manager, but Darren's expected to win by Darren. That's more important. And especially with all these players vying with Dr. Lee Chong-wei's 34 years old, 35, you know, there's nothing, you can't stop aging. They all know that the spotlights are all going to be on them very soon.
That's a very nice smash, straight smash from Tekji. It's really hard to get a straight smash. Look at Darren having to turn and taking from his backhand side.
Absolutely bang on as well. Right on the money. So, as you'd expect.
Yeah. Very good chance, very quick. Just didn't produce that at the right time. That would be a great point for Darren.
It would have been a fantastic point. Good pressure from Tekji. Great recovery from Darren, and another great cross-court.
Yep. Clearly, lots of cross-court from Tekji. Definitely, that's one of his biggest strategy, to move Darren instead of vertically. It's to left and right.
Left and right's the way. That's another great clear from Darren. That was behind him. He had to reach behind him, so 11-8. And we've seen some good flashes from Tekji.
Yep, I should say it's quite a balanced game in the first game. But again, just a little bit unforced error from both players. I shouldn't say it's an amazing game because nothing special. It's very simple.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not the men's doubles, which happened in the second game. And once again, we'll just say, I'm not even going to tell you what happened. Watch the replays on Astro Supersport 816 and 834. And I would actually do a piece on that on Racket because I'd like, if you could get Chen Jiahao especially and ask him what it felt like to think he'd won and then be told it was a racket fault. That would be, you know, he's a young kid as well, so it'd be interesting to know. But there have been some great matches. Janu Jorgensen was up against the wall against Tanonsak, Lim Yin Fan and Lim Chu Xian, both very balanced players as well. They had a huge fight. What we just heard was the last match for Chen Zhao, but it turned out to be a win with Aryan Champutra. And now, in the middle of this, one of the Malaysian battles, seen some great new Malaysian talent, or I suppose given greater exposure to them. We kind of know a bit more about Darren. Tek Shi has already made an impact, but Azrin Ayub's made more of an impact. Gyap Chin as well. And in fact, just this afternoon, Charul Shazwan also impressed me against Ashton Chen. He was really good.
Actually, I got feedback from badminton friends. They said they are really happy and satisfied with this Kopiko Petaling.
Brilliant.
Because
Fantastic.
that's when they get to watch a lot of young players, which sometimes they do not know they are around. And right now, they believe that badminton of Malaysia could produce another Lee Chong Wei.
Well, I really do think, and as I said after all my years in broadcasting, that a lot of cameras have been pointed just to the top 10 and just to the top 5 and just to the top 20. And so there's this huge level of the next top 10s and the next top 20s. And it's really good that Dato Jack Ko, Astro Supersport, Astro Arena have all come together to point their cameras towards the likes of Tek Shi and Azrin Ayub, and because they've been enjoying it. You could tell on their faces they love having the big game atmosphere.
And lots of fans, more fans right now.
And I hope, hey, I know that all of you are going to be watching your old videos again. I hope you've been happy with Sharon and myself and Donald. We think you're great. You know they're watching it, for sure.
Wow, nice one.
Great move.
Yep. Definitely, cross-court has helped Tek Ji quite a bit. And look at that, Liu Darren has to go back to the middle of court. And definitely, with that slip, he has not much time.
I do have to say, though, that Tek Shi planned that shot before the slip happened. He was always going to pull it back the other side. And he's a big lad as well, so...
Yeah, a great player, like you said. They think 2 steps further.
That's right.
And they have a set of strategy, and especially in badminton, because you can't run away from certain strategy. Back, cross-court, and that's when you get ready at the front net.
The triangles as well, to pin them back into various areas of the court, force them into the left, and then basically just go for the cross-court right. Now, the thing is, of course, Darren knows this because he's been nationally trained and he's number 3. So really, this has been fantastic. But don't forget, I said Soo Tek Shi took a game off Lee Hyun-il. I think it was on match day 2. And Hyun-il, of course, put it down to warming up. But I saw that game. And Tek Shi was doing that. That's beautiful play. High lift. That's going to be killed.
Oh.
Yeah. Right. Well, Sharon, you've been under team orders before. If your manager came out and said, well, we want you to win 3-0, and then you lose a game.
Definitely, I would be quite upset because I let the team down, I let myself down. Because playing in a team event is definitely different. It's not about you, yourself, but the team and also the teammates. And in this very big, our very first badminton league, is all about the sponsors as well.
Yep.
So for them to play so well with this, I should say, a positive pressure, and that's definitely a good thing for them.
Yeah, and hopefully Soo Tek Shi, well, as I said, this is great for the Badminton Association of Malaysia to have All these players not just training, but playing and fighting. And he is 5-1 up here. Now, I wonder what Liu Darren is going to do. Coming back with power. Oh, it's wide.
Wow.
Just wide. Great idea. Backhand push. Difficult part of the court. Well, he was caught out there, and thankfully, no, it was in.
Yep.
So, Taek-Ji having the game of his life here.
Looking at Taek-Ji's strategy, definitely he would want to keep playing aggressively.
Of course.
Sometimes you just sense that your opponent is just not moving right, and that's when you just keep pushing, and that's what Taek-Ji is doing right now.
He's warmed up, and he's up for this one. He's another one of these big guys that manages to get around very quickly. Oh, that's out.
That's really a big change of strategy from Liu Darren.
Yeah.
He knows that it's not right anymore, and now he keeps playing more rally and wait for the big chance.
Yeah, and he has to, because he's been charged with 3-0, and he's now 4 points away from that dream going. They can't afford to lose any more games, Puchong. Not necessarily to catch Mars City, who are some 30 games ahead of them, but because Petaling Jaya and Kopiko are right on their tail now.
Yeah.
Kopiko, I know, are just 7 games away from them. They'll be taking on Mars City tomorrow night. I'll be here for that. Now, Samuel Nason has been on my podcast, been talking to him, and he thinks that it was that game against Mars City where things are going to change. So we shall see. Now, this is exactly what Liu Darren needed. He needed a break in that run of points, the Taek-Ji, because he was building up momentum. That's a great clear.
Oh, yep, he missed that again. I should say he skipped
yep.
again at the front.
I've noticed a lot of the players have been wearing orange laces of late.
It's the color of the season, I think.
I knew you'd say that, obviously.
Like Australian Open, there are lots of fluorescent green. And
Yes, that's
yeah,
right.
I think that is great.
I think it's great, yeah.
Yeah. Makes the court more colorful.
There was a time way back, just before I was born, and I mean just before, where everyone used to play sports in white.
Yep.
Then Andre Agassi turned up, and that changed. Now we've got... Oh, he's hired up. Was that a net fault? We've already seen one today. This is net over there. We're going to need to see the side review.
No, I think that's fine.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Would have been called by now.
I think it's very brave of Taek-Ji, actually, to take that much earlier.
That's beautifully done. So, the game that Liu Darren has to win, and he currently, it's not going too well for him.
No, he looks a bit rusty in this second game.
It's as you said, Sharon.
Yeah.
He, to himself, has to beat Taek-Ji, because Taek-Ji might just be the next Liu Darren. That's
a bit
the point.
scary.
It's a bit scary.
Yeah.
And he's now 10-4 down. It's game point. We heard directly from his manager, he needs to win this 3-0. They are 11-8 down. He needs to win this 3-0.
Yep, 4-10 down. Realistically, to make a good comeback or to win, I think he needs...
Well, so far, looking at the unforced error count, you've got 9 from Liu Darren, you've got 11 from Taek-Ji, so, well, 6 points either way, unless the national conditioning that Liu Darren has, and you know about that, of course, whether it's a step up or a step down, can be brought in to save these points. I think it might be too late for him. I'm going with Tek Ji here.
Yeah, what he needs right now is discipline of strategy. That's it.
While playing to the backhand side, there's that big smash. And there it is again. As you said, Darren trying to play the rallies. It's out. He's done it. Well done to Soo Tek Ji. Incredible performance. And so here we are, Sharon. It's happened now. So Irina is going to go up to Liu Darren, and what's she going to say?
I don't think a manager would pressurize a player. Although in her mind, he wanted Darren to win 3-0. But when things happen, definitely they are being very positive and telling him what to do next. But looking at the performance of Liu Darren in the second game, definitely he's not in there. Body language especially, being a bit too laid back, not attacking. And that's when a very young Tek Ji took the advantage.
Well, look at the person he's got helping him out for advice.
That's a very expensive coach.
That's a very expensive coach, isn't it? The new world number 2, Janne Jorgensen, on hand to give him some singles advice. He was in a bit of trouble earlier, but he pulled it through, as he does. That's just some of the... He's got his hair tied up today as well, I noticed. It's just some of the big names. We've got the world number 2, we've got the world number 9, we've got Kenichi Taga's world number 4, is that right? Yes? Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Top 10, yeah.
Top 10, and a load of legends as well. But well done to Tek Ji, because he has made his mark. Now, you said before that when you are Malaysian number 3, and you're playing someone that might take your spot, if you start losing that game, what would you think? You played Low Wee Won. What did you think as you were playing her?
Don't lose.
Don't lose.
Because being, for example, a national number 1, you won't want to lose to anybody. Yeah.
So as we get the third game underway, 1 apiece. Still lots to go in this tie.
Yeah.
Just 17 minutes played, but 11 unforced errors apiece of 3 games. Not bad. About six per game.
Oh, that's a strong one. But looking at Liu Darren, for him to win, he has to step up and be much more aggressive, because right now badminton has changed. It's not just rally and just plain net play.
Yeah.
They have to have good smashes.
Well, you have to have the power game. I was actually telling Donald Spears earlier about how Ratchnok Intanon and Tai Tzu Ying especially have brought that power to the women's game. And I think it's standard in the men's game that it has to be there. It's out. So 12-8 in the tie. Towards Petaling, and that's from some good wins from Janne Jorgensen, Lim Yin Fang, and Adiam Chiputra and Chen Zhao.
I do not know whether those traveling really affect Liu Darren, but looks like it.
Now it is. Maybe he was just coming off the plane and thought, I've got a job to do. I know that's what I do. When I come off planes, I think I'll just get this job done and then rest afterwards.
I think that's a great one from Liu Darren.
It was, he needed that.
Yeah. So smashes like that is very important. Not just to win points, but just to keep, to activate the motivation. Yeah.
And that's a quick look into the VIP box. They have the best view. In fact, they have the same view because all the fans are right very close to the court. I've been to a lot of badminton arenas, and this is the closest I've ever been to a court, I have to say. And in terms of fans, as you heard, Janne Jorgensen was literally speaking to the fans today.
Wow. Half card.
Yeah, it's not going well. The national number 3 at the moment. Wow, some brilliant recovery from Tek Ji. He's bounding all over the place right now. That's out. So the tide is turning.
Yep, motivation is high, strategy is good, so everything is with Tek Ji. And look at the body language of Liu Darren.
Yep, he's
somehow
not very
I think he has to cheer up a bit and be a bit more motivated. Being a top player, for example, even a very bad day, you still need to win if you are supposed to win it.
Yeah, of course. Yes. You need to deliver all the time.
So somehow Liu Darren has to change his strategy, be a bit more aggressive and maybe not being too open, because Taek Ji is really strong at the front.
Well, that's exactly what he just did. He just pounced on that. And that's exactly what he's got to do. He knows that if he gets into rallies, Taek Ji is moving so well and coming up with huge smashes from the baseline. So I'm sure you'll see him moving towards the net. And there you go again, speed and tempo.
Yeah. Too much to the middle. I think Taek Ji was concentrating a lot in the middle, mid-court. And that's when on the left side opens, quite open for Liu Darren to attack.
Well, it's key now that Liu Darren wins this third match, this third game, sorry. It's best of 5. And having that second game, he's running all over the shop for that one.
Great rally.
Great rally, what a fantastic rally.
That's the one, look at him. Liu Darren was like staring at Taek Ji. Like, come on, bring it on.
And that's, as I said, some of the inner rivalries that are going on. Everybody fighting for that second and third spot in the national setup.
Yeah, I can tell you, Ji, when the seniors won't want to lose to the juniors.
Seniors never want to lose to juniors, ever.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's a ranking and hierarchy thing, you know. So, but it's a great thing so that the junior can come out and prove the seniors wrong, and the senior has to work hard.
Well, let's hope that Liu Darren can teach his junior a lesson here. I've been impressed with Taek Ji, though. He really has, as you said, played with no pressure whatsoever. He's come out, and perhaps it is travel stress. Toe-to-toe at the net. And look at that.
Yeah.
He's not looking happy at all.
Look at his body. Yep. I think there are so many things that comes together, not just traveling stress, but dehydration. Because when you are flying and travel from one place to the other place, you don't drink much, and somehow it affects a player quite a bit without you noticing it.
Yeah. And also, I mean, would it be wrong to say that perhaps Irina Inetsovsova probably shouldn't have said, please win 3-love? Look at that.
Yeah. Obviously on paper, I think they have track record. I think Liu Darren has beaten Taek Ji all the time. I think it's the right thing for Irina to say that. But the condition of the body right now looks like it's a bit different.
Yeah. Well, what we saw there was a very aggressive Liu Darren, and you're right, he seems to be, with his smashes, just putting a little bit extra into them now as well. And he's taken the lead. That's the crucial information. It's 8-6 in the third. It's been a fantastic tie between Petaling and Puchong United. Wherever you're watching around Malaysia, live and exclusive on Astro Supersport, channels 816 and 834. Catch the replays, because some of the matches we've seen today, including the men's doubles, which really came down to, I'm not kidding, one racket and an umpire, were too close to call.
Oh.
Well, that's just a proper unforced error.
Yeah, looking at that, I think it's quite a good rally, but at the end, net play plays a very important part as well.
That was just the wrong trajectory. And he looks a little bit flustered. I can see a bit of tape there on his, a little bit of taping on his shoulder.
Yeah, it comes with different color.
Specifically for your club, I'm assuming. Oh, great push. Fantastic push. Backhand to the baseline from Taek Ji. On hand at the net. He knew exactly where he wanted to put it. That's what we were saying about thinking ahead of the shot, thinking ahead of the shuttle. That's what he did.
Yeah, talking about the kinesio tape, I think it's a very popular thing among athletes now. Somehow the surface has a certain kind of thing, so that the body could recover fast.
Yeah, right, recover, yeah. Now, Liu Darren seems to be finding a lot of returns and reward from that corner. That is actually the draftiest corner of the court as well. A lot of players tend to compensate for it, but that's where he's been getting his points and being, as I said, with this national conditioning. Game point now. Wow, I think that was... Did that need to be aimed at his face, Sharon?
No, if he could, he would. Because anyway, it's a match. You have to do what you need to do to win it. Definitely, Liu Darren has stepped up so much in this third game, especially on his smashes. Wow. So you could see from his body language, and he's ready all the time to take the next shot.
That's a summary of where we are right now after 26 minutes. Petaling 12-9 up. Now remember, Puchong United are the ones that are trying up at the top of the table to catch Moa City. They were in action just yesterday morning, and they only took away one game. So they were looking for a big haul from this. But in the end, wins for Janne Jorgensen, Lim Yin Fan, Aryan Shaputra means that they're actually behind in this tie. And they could leave, if Liu Darren loses, with a negative games difference. And that would mean that Petaling Jaya and Kopiko especially in third and fourth could start climbing up with the last two match days, 10 and 11, just around the corner before everyone heads up to Genting. Of course, Puchong United look almost confirmed for Genting. I always say almost because you can never really tell what's going to happen till the end, but Petaling, they're in 6th place, and if I remember rightly, they should be confirmed. If you get onto the official Purple League website, www.purpleleague.com, you will catch up with all the scores real time. And Petaling, yes, they are currently in 6th with a +9 games difference. Now, their closest rival is Cheras, and they're only 7 games behind, and Ampang Jaya 6 games ahead. So there's a huge battle for 5th, 6th, 7th. Just 12 games separating all 3 teams, and that can be won in one match day.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest hauls we've seen have been 14, 15 games. Moa City did that right in the beginning. There was an 18-3, it's a +15. It means we'll definitely head to the top of the table. There was a very interesting situation today between the 11th place Kajang and 12th place Bangsa Hawks, who at the final match, the men's doubles, were both tied on -62 games difference.
Wow,
and it came down to that result that would have decided who's in 11th and who's in 12th. As it was, Kajang came through and managed to keep 11th, and Bangsa still just at 1 win.
And definitely, that's why this is a very interesting league, I should say. In terms of young players as well, they get the chance to play. And looking at Jan O. Jorgensen coaching Tek Ji, you know, it's every player's dream to have top players to be beside the young players and coach them. Currently
top players as well, not legends, ex-number 2s or ex-number 1s, but he is the 2nd best player in the world. Oh, great drop from Tek Ji.
That's a great recovery.
This is brilliant from Liu Darren. Fantastic play from the national number 3. That's what we want to see.
Look at this. Nice cross court at the net. And that's when Tek Ji is being trapped at the front. No way he could come back. But a great effort. Look at this young player still working hard to save that nice shot from Liu Darren.
But I noticed Liu Darren's having to come up with more and more tricky shots, especially around the net area if he's going to catch out a man as big as Tek Ji. Imposing figure. A bit like Mohamed Hafiz Hashim. You don't really want to be facing his smash or his drop shots. That has been called in.
Yeah, a nice placement from Taek Ji. Look at that imbalance return of shot from Liu Darren, and that's when Taek Ji comes in fast.
Great smash, great follow-up.
Wow,
what a rally. That's
Nice
another
one.
smash that comes in. Taek Ji picks the right angle this time. But to be honest, he picked the right angle throughout that point, and it was some great recovery from Liu Darren.
Liu Darren really struggles here. But again, a very smart move from Taek Ji, putting at the same area, because Liu Darren has to push himself to the middle and didn't have time to make a good comeback on the left side of the court.
Body language looking a little bit better there as well. Looking a little bit more confident.
Yeah, I should say. He's fighting, definitely. Although we have seen Taek Ji has played few matches, I think this is one of his best.
Well, I said looking at the tie itself and how the managers would have seen it, there was just one extra game that Janne Jorgensen brought to the table, one extra game that Marquis Kido, Olympic gold medalist, brought to the table, 2 lost in a sense for Lim Chusian. It hasn't gone according to plan for both clubs. And here, well, we heard the target. I'm sure Liu Darren's going to want to finish this off 3-1. The best thing you can do in the Kopiko Purple League is win 3-0. The next best thing you can do is win 3-1. The worst thing you can do is lose, obviously. You could also say just taking 2 games back for your club is good enough.
Oh, nice shot placement from Taek Ji. I think Liu Darren struggles a little bit more at the back court. And being a very strong player, I think Taek Ji took the opportunity well to just block the shuttle at the front or just attack.
Yeah. Now the unforced error count is streaking up as you'd expect, but over 4 games, it's actually not that bad. About 4, maybe 5 per game, as you'd expect from nationally trained players. Now, I wonder if, as we saw with Chen and Xia, if the younger Taek Ji makes it to 5 games, will he be the one in ascendancy? That's what we got to know. As you said, Darren's just come back from the Indian Open Grand Prix.
Nice. What a nice cross-court. I think that needs a lot of control as well. I think he did it at the right time.
Well, Stephen Ong has ordered Liu Darren back on court. I think he wanted a bit of a rest. Very quick turnaround of points in the Kopiko Purple League, and strict regulations as to how they're enforced. Good hook smash there.
Definitely that's the best way to get more points and make a good comeback from Liu Darren. And we believe that he actually has it. He is fast. It's just that sometimes he leaves the shuttle a bit too low to make any moves or aggressive shots. Wow, look at that baseline.
He's moving him around.
Yep, again.
And he's coming up with more and more difficult shots. Oh, that one's in. Well done. But as I was saying, as Taek Ji gets into his rhythm, more and more difficult shots needed from Liu Darren if he's going to win it.
Definitely, after getting a lot of attacks at the back, Liu Darren did a very smart thing. Instead of putting it straight, he cross-court to move Taek Ji to the other corner.
Well, it was such an important point. It was either going to be 8-6 or it was going to be 7-7. 7-7 he can work with. 8-6, it might play into this man's hands. Oh, it's helped. Did that go over?
I think it did. Yeah.
Yes, it did. Taek Ji's just apologizing for it.
Wow.
Now, you were saying, Sharon, that there's some players that aim for that.
They do. Yeah. I mean, the more practice
I think that's cynical.
the possibility that you do this type of shots are better.
Well, I have seen a fair few, I wonder. And then after that, they apologize. So they aim for it, they get the shot, then they apologize. That sounds human. That sounds like man.
I think that's a natural thing from the player, because they knew that that's kind of lucky shot for them.
You were a player, that's why you're saying it's a national thing. I'm a broadcaster, I think it's cynical myself. But hey, if it wins you the game, that's the whole point. And here we are at 8-all. Game 4.
Oh, fast backhand smash. I think that's a great one.
Well, I'll be honest, Liu Darren cannot afford to lose another game here.
No, look at this. I think that's half court from Taek Ji. I think he has to be careful, especially at this situation. He has to go flat, and if he wants to go to the baseline, make sure it goes over and away from Liu Darren.
Well, that's called out. That was such an important point. After leading in this 4th game, Su Taek Ji is now facing match points, 2 of them. And he's got the match, but honestly, Sharon, did he deserve the match?
I should say he did, because he made a good comeback, changed his strategy compared to the second game, I should say. I think Liu Darren deserved it. He has worked hard, although he felt a bit more pressure from Taek Ji.
Yeah.
And I should say we should be proud of Taek Ji, our very young player,
yeah,
to give a very good fight to Darren, which is our national number 3.
Well, he's given it.
Yep, and his reach are good, his strategy, temperament on court are great.
Well, let's hear if there were any travel problems as Puchong close in. It's a lot better now, 12-10. 35 minutes, that's the scoreline. Let's see if there was any hangover or travel problems for Liu Darren. He's on court with JD right now.
Right down here with Liu Darren, who just picked up a win for Puchong United. Second game, something happened. Your foot seemed to bother you slightly. What happened?
Yeah, because it was an old injury, and I sleep. I was feeling a bit of pain, so that's why I was struggling in the second game. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, when you started this match, Petaling had quite a lead getting into this. Now you pulled Puchong back. Do you think personally that Puchong United can actually win this?
I think so, because the last double, I think I was much stronger. So hopefully they can give a good game, good fight. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Darren. That's a win from Puchong United. One more match to go.
That's right indeed, as we look at the highlights here, Sharon. So all in all, you said that the seniors always have to beat the juniors, but do they have to beat them like this?
I think Taek Ji has given his senior a very hard time today. Nothing to lose for him, and being someone who has good reach, a tall player, so he used all his good smashes to trap Liu Darren. But again, Darren, being someone who has been playing for so long, he just knew when to change his momentum and strategy. And he did just that. And body language as well, he knew that he has to be positive most of the time. Although he lost the second game, that's when Taek Ji started to be impatient and make few errors.
As you'd expect from a younger player. Well, in the end, he does come through 3-1. Really was down to Taek Ji. He didn't notice he was just about to walk off court, not even shake hands. But
and we could see that the movement of Liu Darren actually are very good. Just that he has to play smart to move Taek Ji. Look at this, from the back to the left at the front court, and Taek Ji has to work doubly hard. Look at this, and again to the back court.
I think that's the biggest circle I've seen on TV, actually, I have to say. When it comes down to it, it was an incredible amount of space. Taek Ji with less unforced errors there, that's important. You know, you can talk about the senior beating the junior, but did the junior put a really good, knife into the senior? I think he did.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is one of the best match of Taek Ji. And this gives confidence to the young players, and match exposure like that, it's great for young players in Malaysia.
Well, this is the final match of the tie. This is the first day of match day 9. Match day 2 is tomorrow, of course. Des Cork will be here in the afternoon. I'll be here in the evening. And we've got Ian Wong and Lu Ming Hugh for Petaling.